Good evening and welcome to Fashion and Lifestyle. I'm Siobhan Harton, and this evening I have a very special guest. His name is Eamon Walls, and Eamon is a shamanic healer or shamanic practitioner. Welcome, Eamon, to Fashion and Lifestyle.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about shamanism and what it is to be a shamanic practitioner.
Well, shamanism is the oldest form of healing. It has been about for thousands of years, and it's spiritual healing.
And where is it native from?
From the world.
From the world.
Yes.
Good answer.
Yes. Yeah, but most people would recognise it as something maybe North American, but it is just what's been practised over the thousands of years.
Yeah, because you hear it in African culture as well.
Yeah, African culture, Australia, Ireland, as their old Celts. So they have their own healers for hundreds of thousands of years. And
it'd be quite druidic and in the Celtic context.
Yes, it would be.
So it would. So what would a shamanic practitioner do, or who would go to a shamanic practitioner?
A shamanic practitioner heals people.
Right.
Well, he is, when I say heals people, that he's just the channel for the healing. It's the spirit that works with him that does the healing. And people that would be sort of traumatised, low energy, would go for a healing, a shamanic healing, and that's to get unblocked energies moving again. And the likes of people who've been traumatised, it's when you're traumatised, part of our soul gets fragmented. And we've always seen people like if after an accident or a shock or something never recovered. You always heard people saying that they never recovered after a certain incident in their life.
That a part of them has gone. Like if someone died belonging to someone, they say, they were never right after that person had left. So that's when a part of them has gone.
Yes, a part of them is gone. And it's in shamanic healing, you go on a journey to the land of the lost souls to recover that.
And who would go on the journey? You would go on the journey
as
a practitioner?
Yes, as a practitioner.
Right.
And you go to, there is a part of the spirit world they call the land of the lost souls, and that's where you journey to. But you would use your guides as well, like you have your guides to do all the heavy work, I would say.
Okay, so you work with other people, like guides there in the spirit world?
Yes.
So you work with them to go. And just back to your practice as a shamanic practitioner, do you follow any practice, like, the Celtic practice, or would yours become Native American, or is it, like you said, like a worldly, you do a mix?
Just a core of shamanism, just the core of shamanism, just the traditional techniques of journeying, and use a drum.
Yeah.
I know different parts of the world they would have their own particular medicine, the plant medicines to journey.
Right.
But I would journey.
And where would you have learned, your training? Where would you get your training from?
I've learned all my shamanic work in Ireland here, and I have been in England as well, and I have went to African shamans, South American shamans.
And where would you do it in Ireland? Where would it be?
Well, I would practice my shamanic work in a place called Sandville House. It's a hostel. That's where I do my shamanic workshops.
That's your practice, but where would you have trained in Ireland?
Like Dundee.
Dundee Park in Navan.
Yes.
Right.
That's where I trained along with Martin Duffy.
And how long are you doing the shamanic practice? How long are you? Do you call yourself a shaman?
No, I would just call myself a practitioner. Because
Okay.
when I mention the word shaman, I can think of somebody of 20, 30 years of experience.
Yeah.
And I don't count myself a shaman.
Right.
Practitioner, yes.
Right. And how long are you doing it?
I'm doing it about 12 years.
Okay. So you're quite a considerable amount of time doing it now.
Yes, I have been practicing. Like 12 years is still quite a long time.
And what got you into shamanic practice?
Well, I've heard of a shamanic workshop, and a friend of mine was just after finishing the course, and it just intrigued me, and he'd done a shamanic healing, and I was getting a lot of visions at the time, and I was telling him about it, and he says, "It sounds like the shamanic workshop would just be the perfect place for me to go to."
Right.
And the first weekend I did go to it, I was finding myself very frustrated, for I think, there's nothing strange about this. To realise what was happening with me is something I've been doing all my life.
Okay, so it was something that was very familiar to you.
Yes.
It's like you were after waking up to something that was already there.
Yes, it was the wake up that I've been practicing this and not knowing it.
Mm-hmm.
And my guides there were all there just waiting for me, like. They were already there for me when I was young, like practicing it, like guiding visualization. And I was journeying off to different parts with, especially through childhood trauma myself, like, would have been just got shocked and just drifted off as well, like parts of my soul. And that's where I'd recovered a lot of my soul work, a lot of my soul at doing the practitioner's course or the shamanic
Right, so you would
work.
have worked on yourself.
Yes.
So that's where your training was, working on yourself.
Yes, the training, yes, is number one is yourself.
Is yourself.
And then
before
you're getting
you heal other people.
Yes,
Excuse me.
you're healing yourself, and then you're getting tools to help other people as well.
To heal.
Yes.
And then, so if we get into the healing then of the shamanic practice, how is it different to other healings?
Well, shamanic is spiritual healing. It's spirit that does the healing.
Mm-hmm.
And to do a healing or a workshop, you open up a space. I'd call in the direction from the north, south, east, and west, just not particularly in those orders. The direction of above and a direction of above, below and above, and that opens up a safe space for healing to happen and for spirit to come in and do their work.
So you work, like we said, with spirits from
Yes.
past, or
Yes, there is spirits that in the spirit world that helps people like myself that was willing to go that wee bit for somebody. They'll help us. That's their job in the spirit world, is to be our guides and helpers.
And you have a spirit guide that you work with normally, or do you work with different spirits?
I work with different spirit guides. It all depends what I'm doing. Like if I was doing just an energy healing, there would be a spirit guide, particular spirit guide. If I was doing soul work, there's a particular guide for doing my soul work. And they sometimes would ask you to go a wee bit further. I have to maybe journey longer than I would want to. This is for my healing as well, because when I'm journeying for something, they make sure that I get a little bit of healing as well.
So you get something out of
yes,
it too.
yes.
And how do you get your spirit guides? Or can anyone get a spirit guide, or is there something specific to a shamanic practitioner?
No, anybody can get a spirit guide. You just
And
have
how
to
do you get a spirit guide?
Well, you'd be learned how to journey,
Okay.
and you journey for your own spirit guides.
And how do you do that? How do you do the journeying? Is it like a meditation,
Well,
or
it's
is
like
it
a meditation, and this is with a drum, which I would. If it's okay.
Okay,
to
can we drum? Yeah.
It's just a beat like this, and this is what I would normally use.
Right.
And this is what you would journey into the lower world.
Yeah.
Where normally when I start asking people to journey into the lower world, I would tell them about. It's like imagine a hole in the ground, as if you're into a root of a tree, something you're going down, and you journey like down a tunnel, and eventually come out into an open, clear way, and that's into the lower world of the shamanic world. And as we get a guide for the
So
lower
it's
world.
not like in the Catholic world, the hell is below.
No.
It's a different.
It's a different thing. And then of course there's a lower world, and then there's an upper world as well, where most of the healings is done. There is a middle world, but most of the work is done in lower and upper world.
So is it like Christianity, where the upper world is like heaven? No. And the lower world is like hell.
No, it's not like that. No, but there
road.
is the upper world in shamanic terms. There is like the likes of your angels, the lighter energy,
Yes.
and the healers, the spirit guides would be lighter energy. But lower world does give you this feeling, oh, it's hell. But it's not like that
But
at all.
it's
There's
not.
a
So
lot of wonderful.
the one of the lost souls is in the lower world.
Yes, there's normally in the lower world where I go for the lost souls.
Right. So there's people that's looking for the part of them that has left.
Yes.
In the trauma.
Yes.
That's where you go for it. This is really fascinating. So it's something that you'd find, it's like troubled people there. Would you not be scared to go there? I'd be a bit scared now going there.
No, suppose maybe at the start I was maybe a little scared, but as you practice, like you asked your guides, you're reassured by your guides that everything will be okay.
So they kind of protect you. Is there a protection? Is that what you do when you call in the directions, like you said, to open the space for a healing? Is that type of a protection?
Yes, it is. a protection. To protect myself, protect my client, just protect the space in general, to keep any negative spirits out. And it is quite tiring and trying work, because it all depends. Like if it's a 15-minute journey, it's quite easy.
Yeah.
But some of them, like I've journeyed up to an hour.
Right. So it depends on the person.
It depends on the person, what healing, yes.
And different healing.
Yes.
And have you ever come across someone or anything in your work like that's a malevolent spirit, or something that's kind of like an ill intent spirit, or something that you've kind of got a bit scared of, or went?
No, I have went to.
Because you do house clearings as well.
Yes, I do house clearings. I wouldn't say a benevolent spirit or an evil spirit, but I had a client that asked me to call and look at the house because she thought it was her child's imaginary friend that her child always went on about, that there was an imaginary friend and he was always playing with him. And so the mother didn't pass any remarks on this until one evening she seen the young boy playing football on his own, and seen the young boy kick the ball across the rim, ball stops and comes back to him.
Really? And
that's when the mother said, well, that's not imaginary. So through a friend of a friend that contacted me, and I called, and I took a couple of evenings to clear the house completely. And yes, I did.
And what type of thing would you do to clear a house?
Well, I would do a journey as well for the house. Maybe the house needs a certain type of healing, and you can actually sometimes get power animals for a house.
Yeah, because I've heard of power animals before, but we'll talk about that later. Yes. So you'd ask them to come in like that, the spirit guides, to bring the...
Yes, bring the power of the house. If that's what the healing is, then you come back with a power animal for the house to protect the house, protect people in the house. And but that particular house that I was talking about, this 2 nights really to give it a good clearing. And not only was there a young spirit of a young boy, but there was a spirit of an older woman, which was the mother of the trapped spirit of the young boy. Mm-hmm. And the young boy that lived in the house in present day would waking up in the middle of the night and waking up screaming, and he was saying like there was a bad woman after him, and that's who it was the mother of the spirit that was trapped. I didn't want the present day young boy in the house playing with.
So it was the spirit of the mum who lived in the house previously that was annoying the kid, or the kid was scared of. And you got rid of this?
Yes.
Right.
And me.
Where did they go? Where do you send the spirit, or how did they?
Well, they send them to the higher energies, the light. Ask me spirit guides to take them on to wherever they need to be, wherever they need to go. Spirit guides know, like.
And is there any time that you weren't able to do that, or you weren't able to help?
Well,
the person out?
There was one particular premises I called, and there was another medium psychic friend of mine. I was telling him about it, was asking his opinion on it, what was happening in the place, and he just told me, he says, just don't go back there, because he says that place is ready to kill you, waiting to kill you. Yes, that was the only. Well,
I definitely
building.
wouldn't be going back there, even if I didn't believe him.
Yes, because it was a gymnasium, and there was weights, and there was 2 tons of steel moved overnight.
In the place.
In the place.
Okay, I'm kind of hoping nothing will happen to me after this conversation, Eamon. I don't want anything coming near me.
No, I don't think there will be. No, I got away well from that place and the guides, and I've got a lot of healing since.
So what way? So if someone was coming to you, is there a transaction involved, or what kind of things, or how do people get in contact with you if say their child is being upset, or they feel that there's another presence in the house? How would a person get in contact with someone like you, or even start the conversation with you?
Yeah, well.
Have you got a phone number?
Yes, you can contact and...
if you say it into that camera in front of you there.
Yes. It's +44
So 0044
11 670976, or you can get me on Eamon Walls on Facebook, or London Shamanism Ireland, or I should say Shamanism London Ireland. There's a page from myself. You can leave a message or just contact say +44 77 11 67 0976.
So so you're actually going to be doing something in London, a workshop in London as well,
Yes.
on how to become a shamanic practitioner.
Yes,
or is there how to introducing you to shamanism?
Yes, I'm doing a workshop in Leytonstone in London, and we found a church that'll accept us.
Right.
And
Is it a religion?
no, it's not a religion.
Yeah.
It's just a practice
It's
of
a practice.
healing.
Right.
Yes.
Because some people would think that it is like a faith or something like that.
Yes, some people actually that has taken up shamanic work has gone back to their religion,
Right.
and it can give them faith in their own religion because they reach at a very deep level of spiritual level of healing, and they go back to their just old religion and practice more of it.
So it's like all about looking within.
Yes, it's
Is
always
that-
looking within, and sometimes the church,
Your
I
own
think,
healing.
sometimes doesn't maybe just mention that enough. It is always looking within.
Right.
And we'll have to keep looking within ourselves. That's where the healing really does take place. Like,
Right. And then, so if someone was going to your workshop, Eamon, what would happen in the workshop, or how would it start, or what would they learn, or
well,
find
they'll learn
out
how to
about?
journey.
Okay.
And
And that's going looking for their power animal, is it?
yes, it's looking for their power animal, and it's your journey into the lower world, and take them. It's a journey to the upper world. Would get them through the workshops. You would end up with power animals and guides for the lower world and upper world, and for particular type of work. And you have it's usually a fun weekend. Yes, there is work involved in it, and people are looking at themselves, and emotions can run high at times. But most people have a bit of fun, a bit of laugh as well. That's important to have a sense of humour about life.
About life in
Yeah.
general is right. And come here, let us talk about some of these pieces here, because this looks like a bit of a fun object here. This frog, and what are these used for? Would these be what people would see in the workshop as well?
Yes, well, this is just like an altar. I've been given this. This represents a frog.
Right. And is this something for the journey as well with the drum? Is this because this?
Well, that's just
a instrument as well.
That was given to me as a present. It is carved out. It's hollow inside, and it does just sound like that frog.
Right.
And this is just
And
a
do you
small
use
part
the-
of my altar.
Yeah. So you have this set up in your
Yes. Have it in my workshop, and this is
workshop.
like a ceremonial cup, but carved. Something that I carved myself.
Yeah.
It's just a ceremonial cup.
So what would you use those for the different things within the shamanic practice? And this rattle here as well.
Well, the rattle is for opening up the space from the start.
Right.
That's why I call the directions and with the rattle.
Yeah. Because you did a little bit of that before you came in here. You should have seen Eamon dancing here. He was making this a sacred space. It was very hysterical. It was like an African Indian I was seeing in front of me here.
Yeah, like I do a bit of African and Indian. I like that. Yeah. And this is a shell where there's white sage. I usually cleanse. This is me cleansing shell.
Okay.
And it's white sage.
So when you say cleansing, what you like?
Yes, white sage is I would normally use.
And where can you get that?
You get it in spiritual healing shops. There is some places it is difficult to find.
Right.
But I usually have.
And anyone can use this and burn
Anybody
this in
can
the house.
burn. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's quite safe. You just light it and then blow it out, and it just smoulders away.
Right.
And this.
And what would you do? Would you just leave that on the altar, or can you go around with it, or around your house, say
Well,
yourself?
so if you were wanting to cleanse your house, you would go around your own house with it, and it's just cleansing the corners where negative energy would be stuck or trapped.
Right.
And once I would cleanse the place, and I even cleanse the workshop as well when I'm doing a workshop, open it up, cleanse all the people that take part in the workshop, use the rattle, and this is what I would blow the smoke around them, and use the feathers for it. It's a cleansing tool as well. These would be divining rods.
Oh, divining, yeah.
Yes.
First of those. And what says a little bit about divining?
Well, I divine for
Because this is an ancient Irish thing, isn't it? The
Well,
Divine
it's
lived in
just
it for a long time.
It's in Ireland. I think it's a worldly
Right.
practice because people have been finding
Right.
water for thousands of years
Yeah.
in different things. But I searched for geopathic stress. Geopathic stress is a negative energy in a building. Some people would recognise it as sick building syndrome,
Yeah.
but I call it geopathic stress. It's just energy coming up from the earth, and I would work with clearing that. And normally any place where there's a geopathic energy, you'll find trapped spirits as well, because trapped spirits is the negative energy, that heavy energy, and this would helps them to keep them trapped as well. So I clear that energy and then move on to spirits.
Right.
Yes.
And how do you define it? What would you define for it? Is that for ley lines?
Well, no, just looking for the lines of
lines.
the geopathic stress.
Right. So it's
Because normally when I would walk with just walk along
right.
property.
Yeah.
And normally they would cross over when they tell me what I'm looking for.
And is that where something's stuck?
That's the
Is it in
centre.
the
That's
ground?
usually up for the centre of a line.
Right.
And the lines usually run in different directions. And I just ask what direction the line's going in.
Yeah.
What strength the line is.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's a ley line. Is it the and do you use that for divine and mortar as well, or
you can do, yes.
You can use
You
it
can use it for
that's the same?
divining whatever you want to look for.
Yeah. It was called dowsing, wasn't it?
Dowsing
for
or
water.
divining, yeah.
Yeah.
Dowsing.
For water.
Dowsing and divining, like that's you can.
Yeah.
This is without just a little.
Oh, I've
pendulum.
seen this been used before.
Yes.
This in here. So this is for as you ask a question, isn't
Yes. Well, some people have them personal for themselves. They just ask the question.
it? Right.
Uh,
So show
and-
us. I'm interested. How does this work? I'm going to ask something about Dave in the background.
No, well, I don't know if I can
How can we do
could
it?
do that, but yes
yeah.
answer. I'll just ask for a yes or no
Oh,
answer.
yes or no? Okay.
And of course, to me,
So
a
this
yes.
is just a normal stone, is it?
This is a bit of quartz.
A quartz.
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
like a
Yes.
gemstone.
And to me, when it goes in normally it goes in an anti-clockwise for a yes for me. But a lot
Right.
of people, most people are actually right. Clockwise for a yes and anti-clockwise
Anti-clockwise
for
for
no.
no.
But
Okay.
I am anti-clockwise for a yes.
right.
So just ask, give me a yes answer, please.
Right.
And I try my human best to keep my arm steady.
Yeah.
And it moves in an anti-clockwise. And that there is
So you just asked it for a yes.
yes, and I just wanted to stop. Thank you. And it's always very important to thank when you get an answer,
Right.
because you're showing gratitude, and it's always very important to do
Yeah.
that. And now, please give me a no answer. And it's just moving all on its own here.
Right. Be zooming in on your hands.
Yes. Thank you.
Where's that?
Yeah.
So you can actually ask. So if you're stuck in any questions or anything like that, or in any area of your life, or do you use that for if someone's like needs healing in a certain area of the body?
That's what I would use it
Use
most
it for.
at. Yes, that's what I'd use it most, is for just healing different parts of the body where it would be stuck at.
Yeah.
Can I help? Ask, can I help with it now? And it gives me a yes or no answer.
Yeah.
And then when I would journey to my guides and asked, what do I need to be doing here as well?
Yeah.
Like,
And is there anyone that you couldn't work on? You know that you'd be afraid. Do people have to believe that this will happen, that you can do this healing, or have you had anyone that's a complete skeptic that you were able to help?
Yeah, you do have complete skeptics, certainly. I don't know who can
And
help.
how do you overcome those skeptics?
I don't know who can help complete skeptics.
They need to help themselves.
Yes,
But
most
have you
healthy
had
people.
a complete skeptic come to you and you change their view about it?
No, you usually don't get skeptics coming.
Right,
for
they
stuff.
just don't. Won't,
They
won't
just
go
don't
there.
come. So,
And
anybody else that's at normal health, mental health,
Mm.
anybody with mentally problems that's attending their doctor now, I would have to say now, they'd have to
Yeah.
go and ask their doctors, is it okay to do this? And
To get
most
the
doctors
doctor's
would probably say
permission
no.
first, yeah. Don't go to that crazy
Yeah.
guy. But so, how much is it for the London workshop?
The London workshop, we were just asking for a £15 donation just to pay for the space, just as an introductory workshop, and it's through a local project, helping people, friends over there.
And if people wanted to ask you or clear a house for them, ask you to do anything or get private sessions here, do you charge for that? Or
Yes, I do charge for that, and it still depends where it's at.
Right.
And each particular house, like a house a mile down the road from me, is going to be less than something. A house 300 mile down the road from me.
So if you had, like I figured, just say a house in Cavan, you're from Northern Ireland, but if there's a house in Cavan that you had to clear, just for people out there so they know, like a figure. If you...
Well, about 200.
Right.
Because there's, I usually have about 3 hours driving there and back again for a little.
Oh, would that be one visit or a few visits?
That'd be for one visit.
Right, and do that. And if people, just say the number to get in contact with you again there, Eamon.
+44 7711 670976.
And if they, then there's a Facebook as well, so it's Eamon, or it's Shamanism Ireland and London.
No, Shamanism London and Ireland.
London and Ireland on Facebook. If they want to get in contact with you through that, they can message you if they have any questions or anything like that. They can get in contact with you for that.
You can contact that and leave their phone number, and I'll contact them if they want to talk.
Yeah. So people can just get in contact with you if they have any queries or anything like that.
Yes.
So, have you got any feeling about this space or anything like that when you're here at the studio here? Or
I wouldn't want to be telling you anything.
Maybe I don't want to know.
I think some people are very interested in knowing.
Yeah.
And when you tell them, I don't want to be telling you anything, sometimes I just wind them up.
Right.
Because I want to see their reaction.
I don't want to know.
But the energy here is quite good.
Is it good?
Yes,
well, that is good. I'm very happy about that one. I want to leave it that way. That is it. And you can take any spirit guides or anything with you. I don't want to be left with them. I know. Eamon, thank you very much for being in here. Shamanism is a very fascinating and interesting subject to talk on, and it's if people want to learn more, they can go to Eamon's direct Facebook page, which is Shamanism London and Ireland, and that's it for fashion and lifestyle. Oh, actually, it's not it, because there was 2 winners for the competition. That one was for Davina Lynch's hat, and it was actually Michelle Harton that won that. Michelle's here in town, so congratulations, Michelle. It would look absolutely stunning on you. And for the Oscar Wilde competition, it was Marion Lynch of Abilara that won that competition. So thank you for entering those competitions, and I wish you the best of luck with those winners. So that's it for this week, Fashion and Lifestyle. I'm Siobhan Harton. Thank you. Good night.